anybody cried yourself to sleep because truth cost you? Stay here by yourself and just hurt by yourself and just pray yourself to sleep and just do the hard work of staying on track, because it's very much like Esau. You just end up selling out for stew. Esau comes in famished and his tricky brother's cooking. That's the way this works. You don't come in famished and there's nothing to eat, so you don't have a choice. But there's always, the devil will see to it, there's always somebody cooking when you're hungry. So, and so there's tricky Jacob preparing a meal. Brother comes in from the open country famished, been out there hunting. And he is famished, and he comes in, and the Bible says, he says, please give me some of that food. I'm about to die. Truth is, he is dehydrated because he's been out in the open country all day, working hard hunting. He's clearly dehydrated, and he could very well be malnourished. I don't know, but clearly dehydrated. Let's make worst case scenario. He is both dehydrated and a little malnourished. But he was able to hunt all day. So by the time he gets back, he's famished. I'm about to die. That's a genuine feeling. What does he need to do? I'm trying to show you the importance of truth. What does he need to do? He needs to get into the shade, get out of that heat. He needs to get some water immediately and drink as much of it as he can drink in intervals. Drink some, rest a little bit, drink some, rest a little, drink some, and get himself back together in the shade, out of that sun, out of the worst of it. Then you're at a place, once you have properly cooled your body down and hydrated, now you can decide, do I need to eat after all? And if he does still need to eat, he now has enough strength. Go in there and fix yourself something. Truth. But the lie is, Jacob, stirring something. Oh, you hungry, huh? All right, tell you what. I'll give you some of this stew. Here's the price. You got to give me your birthright. Wait, what? Do y'all know what he just said was the price of a bowl of stew? It is a lifetime of provision that was exclusively available to the firstborn son of the family. The firstborn son of the family is Esau. That's why he has the birthright. They were twins. He and Jacob were twins, but he came out first. And that means he's the firstborn, Jacob's secondborn, even though they're born within a minute of each other. Everybody get that? So the firstborn is the one who's famished. I'm about to die. That's some of us. God has done so much for you. God has given you so much. God has blessed you so much. Think back over your life, the times the devil could have wiped you out a long time ago, and here you are still pushing forward. Think about how God opened doors that no one can shut. Think about how you got through school when you weren't supposed to. Think about how some of you got your higher education when nobody in your family expected you to do that. Think about how God got you saved from a life of sin and got you on the track of doing his divine will. Think about all God has already done for you. And now here you are in a crisis point. But all you got to do is think back and say, the same God who got me to this point is not going to drop me off now. So God, help me find my provision. Help me me find my help. Help me find what I need in this moment. I'm feeling lonely, but be my strength, Lord, so I don't make some stupid decision. I need you to help me right now. The same God who has helped me in the past is ready to help me right now, because he didn't bring me this far to drop me off. He's going to take me all the way to the place of purpose and destiny. So what you got to do is learn to message to your messages. You got to respond to them. Just because Jacob said you can have his stew, but it's going to cost you your birthright, you tell Jacob, your stew isn't that good. I've had your stew. It's all right. Come on, you ever said the word is one syllable? All right. But it's not worth giving up a lifetime of blessings for. And so when y'all go to the job tomorrow and Mr. and Mrs. Stew come to you, you got to say the same thing. You all right, but I'm not giving up my destiny for you. When you go to the gym and they are looking at you and you're looking at each other on the apparatus, yeah, you all right, but that's not what God has for me. I'm going to work this machine. I'm going to go get my little shower. I'm going home and I'm going to fulfill what God has called me to do, because he has a plan and a destiny for my life, and I'm going to see it come to pass. So we have to learn that truth is not just intellectual truth. Truth is, I have to learn to make sure my life is driven by things that will get me to the true mark that God has called me to. Whatsoever things are true, that's what I have to think about. By the way, there can be two truths that coexist. I want to say this. Some of you all have a truth that is your past. It's true. That was you. That was your past. That was your worst thing you did, or the worst relationship you got in, whatever. True. You don't have to deny it. True. There's another truth. There's a better truth, which is where God is taking me to. Sometimes the way to get through the hardest times that you're going through is to remember the truth of where God is taking you to. We just have this tendency, many of us do, to highlight the negative of the two truths. Not you, but somebody on your row. Look down your row, you'll find them. You'll identify them. Let me prove it to you. I'm going to do a word association with you. I'm going to give you a word. I want you to give me one or two words that come to your mind right after. Rahab. Harlot. Bartimaeus. Blind. Thomas. Doubting. Naaman. Leper. Let me just use those four. All true. Rahab was a street businesswoman. True. No need to try and deny it. True. But not the only truth. When Rahab saw the spies from Israel come to Jericho to spy out what God was going to give them, they came into town while the city gates were still open, and people started looking for them. And Rahab, she's a street woman. She know when the streets are hot. This girl said, wait a minute, this is not going to go well for these guys. She opened her door and said, come on in here, fellas. They went in. She took them upstairs. She said, I need to hide you because they're looking for y'all. I know y'all church boys and all, but they coming for y'all. They want to kill you. She said, I'm going to hide you. And when they come to knock on the door, I'm going to tell them you stopped by, but you kept going. She's going to lie to protect them. Usually, we're not supposed to lie. But Rahab said, I got to do what I got to do to keep these guys alive because I know why they're really in town. I love it when, see, nothing wrong with being a person who knows the streets and the streets know you. Just make sure you know enough to know there is God's answer to what you see around you. She said, I know that God has given y'all this city. I know it. Don't tell me how I know it, but I know it. And they're looking for you because they know it. She said, so I'm going to hide y'all, but here's what I want you to know. Everything in this house has a price. Y'all didn't get that. When you come to this house, you got to pay a price. Nobody walks up in here, gets something good for nothing. So, tell y'all what, I hide you, I spare your lives, and in return, when you all come to conquer this place, you spare me, my family, everybody I bring in here. Everybody. Whoever in my family meets in my house when y'all come, I want them all spared. Do we have a deal? And they said, yes. So how are we going to know? She took a scarlet cord, said, I'll hang it out my window. You will escape, and that same cord is going to be there when you come, and you tell your whole army, y'all can destroy everything and everybody else, but the people in that apartment, they are to be spared. You can say what you want about Rahab the harlot. I'm going to tell you it's Rahab the deliverer. Rahab the sustainer of their lives. Rahab who understood God was up to something special and she wanted to be part of it. That woman, y'all can call her a hoe if you want to. Y'all can say it if you want to. Here's the reality. That woman is in the hall of faith. When you get a chance, read Hebrews chapter 11. Rahab is in there. You look more holy than her, but she's in the hall. And I want to tell you something. Some of us are dealing with two truths. And the question is going to be which one you're going to focus on. Don't focus on the truth that is your history when you can focus on the truth that is your destiny. Your history can't be helped. It is what it is. But your destiny takes you far beyond what was to what God has ordained for your life.